Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Tally.
And we are
the Lazy Book Lovers.
This is a podcast for book lovers who procrastinate about reading and have never-ending to-be-read piles. And on the topic of to-be-read piles, we do, every now and again, we do an indie author feature episode. And we've been doing them right since back in the day, since the beginning. So we thought it'd be fun to see which ones we've actually read from the amazing lists we get every time we do it.
Because there's always so many we want to read.
But it's like, we were wondering how many have we actually read. And more than we thought, but not enough.
Nowhere near enough.
There's lots and lots of amazing books we didn't get to, but these are the ones that we actually read. Yay!
Hooray for us!
Go us! With some follow through. A teeny tiny amount.
And it's crazy that some of these books we've spoken about, because we've been doing this for nearly 2 years now.
Yep. Our 2 anniversary is coming up in this month. It's
this
August.
Month.
It's now
yeah.
August. Oh shoot.
Oh,
is it now? Wait.
We should have a look.
We should probably pay attention to that.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for like 2 years now, and some of these books we talked about when they were indie, and now they're not even...
Yeah, some of them are traditionally published,
now.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Or they're much, much bigger authors than they were at the time we talked about them. Like, it's very cool. We love to see it. Ooh! On Spotify with 5 5-star ratings.
People gave us ratings?
Oh,
Thank you! Oh my god.
Oh no, we have 5 ratings that average out to 5 stars. Ooh!
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
Who gave us less than 5?
I don't know, I can't
I'm
view it. I'm
joking.
on because I'm there public. I can't view it.
I'm joking. You can rate us whatever you want.
But thank you. That's exciting.
But a special thank you to everyone that gave us 5 stars.
I've now lost focus about why I was on our...
Seeing when the first episode came
There we go, thank you. I distracted myself. 5th of August. Oh my god! We missed our 2 anniversary. We didn't even post about it on Instagram. We should probably post about that on Instagram.
It was Saturday. Oh, we will do.
Oops. Well, happy 2 years, guys.
It was like last month by the time you listen to this.
Yeah, it will be.
We are so on brand. I love
if you guys ever go back and listen to the early episodes, the audio quality is dubious. We were not particularly comfortable until I think about episode 20 or ish. We weren't very comfortable.
And to begin with, we did a lot of Zoom ones.
Yes.
We should, like, if there was any that came out early on that we liked, we should redo them now.
Now we are semi-professional. Professional-ish. Okay.
2 years.
I know.
That's crazy. We
mad.
had follow-through.
There's so much follow-through for us.
It's probably because it's the one time we get to see each other.
I know. It's like a reason you have to hang out with me because of the podcast. It's like, ha ha ha!
We actually did something outside of podcast.
Oh, we socialised. We went to see Barbie.
And it was
We loved it. We had many feelings about Barbie. So I didn't cry that much in the cinema, okay? But
unlike me.
I was driving home and I was really finding it hard not to cry in the car.
I've been listening to the soundtrack non-stop, and every time certain songs come on, I'm just like...
So I was just like in the car, just like, and I was just like trying not to cry in the car, and like a couple times because I'm a feelings girly on my own, not in front of people. So this is like not the first time I've cried whilst driving.
And it won't be the last.
But it's quite an interesting experience as a new driver trying to drive whilst crying. And I'm like checking, like, oh, I need to check my blind spot. And I'm like, and then I get this text that, like, you know when you're just like, oh fuck. So someone was like, oh my god, I saw you driving today. And I was like, the only time I have driven today where you would have seen me is after Barbie, so you saw me crying in the car. It's the only place you could have seen me. I was legit crying from Barbie.
Ugly crying, but yet looking in all your mirrors, checking your blind spots, doing your thing.
I was in the big Tesco.
Oh.
So that's like a really big roundabout. We have to pay a lot of attention. I'm just there like...
So you'd literally only just left the cinema?
Yeah, I literally got in my car and immediately started crying.
That is so funny.
God, I love a bitch who can suppress her emotions.
Like an adult, cried throughout the film.
You cried at the film. I welled up, but I didn't spill over. That apparently had to wait till I was,
In
driving.
the
Obviously, I know I shouldn't be crying whilst driving, so I'm doing like breathing, like, calm down, you can't cry here.
I got to my in-laws to pick up my son. I went there to pick up people, my son at the very least, and yeah, I sat outside the house and just like had a little cry before I went in, and they were like, "Oh, how was the film?" And I was like, "It was brilliant."
It's so good. Do you remind me how much it sucks to be a woman asshole?
Yeah, my mother-in-law had already mocked me for going to see the film, so she was just in pure confusion state.
Why are you crying?
Yeah, it's about
Barbie film.
Have you seen what other things they've greenlit now for films?
No, but I hope women, because it's gonna be era women's film. We've had too many smash, crashy, shooty, bangy films.
It's gonna be so shit. I cannot even. So there's gonna be a Uno film.
Why?
A Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, I got excited then.
A Hot Wheels film.
I definitely got prematurely excited.
These are live action films. A Hot Wheels film.
Alright, Hot Wheels I can see.
It's going to be like Too Fast and the Furious, but for kids. And a Polly Pocket film.
Oh, that would be good.
It's being directed by Lena Dunham.
And the person who I remember who they are.
From Girls, who is a little bit dodgy in their feminism.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and they're going to do a second Barbie, but Greta said she's not on board because she's done the story she needs to tell.
Oh, it's not gonna be the same.
But how the fuck are they doing an Uno and a Magic 8 Ball film? That's just like capitalism at its prime.
How can there be enough to say about Magic 8 Ball? Like, how can there be enough?
It's just capitalism at its pure prime right now.
Oh, I got really excited. They're going to have loads of good girly films coming out.
No.
Like things that are unapologetically feminine and girly and the women just get to enjoy. But no. Oh, I got excited.
I won't even watch Polly Pocket because I loved Polly Pocket and I don't trust what they're going to do with it.
They could do really cool stuff. I had the gymnastics Polly Pocket, the one where they flipped, where it was just like a magnet would come to the end and propel the Polly Pocket forward.
I saw someone say the only way they can do Polly Pocket justice is if they talk about how she's a Nepo baby. And I was like, true.
Oh, I love Polly Pocket.
Imagine if they did a Sylvanian Families one. I know it's a different company, it's not Mattel. Have you seen they're selling Weird Barbie? The whole point of Weird Barbie is she's DIY.
Yeah, you make your own Weird Barbie.
50 quid.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, this has been a very successful marketing campaign for Mattel anyway.
Hi, today we're going to talk about...
I did intro the episode before we tangented.
The window's open because it's hot. That's it, that's all I've got to say about it.
And because I'm that bitch, TM, there are wind chimes in my window. So you're going to hear them tinkling along because we are professional podcasts.
Hashtag 2 years profesh.
2 years profesh. We know what we should be doing now. We choose not to.
I feel like we're like the TikTok generation of podcast in that we know what we should do, but we're not going to do it.
Well, you're listening anyway, so...
We're just too busy embracing the chaos, yeah.
Would you not want us to be comfortable? / once if you keep rating us and liking us on platforms, then we might be able to afford.
Yeah, I mean, there was an episode recently where I just complained about how sweaty I was the whole episode, so...
I mean, I definitely didn't hear that, so you must have just focused on what you were saying. Because I didn't hear it as being like you mentioning it too many times.
Oh, okay, good. Right, so, let's talk about it. We're going to start with our number one baby, the one that we've both read. I think it's the only one we've both read from this list.
No, there's one more.
Oh,
she never got round to it. I can't remember.
The Phase Mate.
No Flames of Albion.
Yeah, I've not finished that. It's still finished. It's in my TV. It's in my...
No, you loved it.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've not finished it though.
Okay.
Oh, that was dragons. Maybe I'll take that on holiday with me and
Yeah.
read it with Fourth Wing.
It's very different dragon vibes, but yes.
Okay. High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford.
Yes, so, in a surprising turn of events, Tony read this book, got mildly obsessed.
Oh, I can't click on it because the one I've got in my
Oh,
box is the indie one. Okay.
So since then she released the second book in the series, and then got then re-released as a traditionally published author. The third one came out a few months ago, earlier this year, and then the fourth one has just come out. Evergreen Air is out.
And she has a new series starting as well.
Yes. But she did start as an indie author, and now she's kind of hybrid. She is going to continue to publish some of them indie and some of them traditional.
So shall we do what the High Mountain Court is about?
Yes.
So it's the first book in the 5 Crowns of Oakcliff? I was going to say Oakcliff.
She says Oakcliff on her thing, except less British sounding.
And so the synopsis for the first one. Oh, that makes sense. I was like, oh, the hardcover is $7.99. No, that's the audiobook. 13 years fleeing witch hunters and a looming threat of death. 19-year-old Remy knows she is possibly the last red witch alive, and she is determined to stay that way. The Northern Court King has slaughtered her home court and placed a bounty on red witch heads. When 4 Fae warriors enter her tavern refuge, Remy tries to flee, but her magic isn't strong enough to stop a Fae prince on a mission. The handsome Prince Hale of the Eastern Kingdom wants to stop a war with the Northern Court before his kingdom befalls the same fate as Remy's. He needs a red witch, and Remy may be the only person alive who can help him. Can she really trust Prince Hale? Can her fallen court be resurrected from the evil clutches of the Northern Court King? For the chance to save herself, her people, and help defeat the Northern King, Remy must put her faith in Hale and his companions on the dangerous quest to find lost relics. So the High Mountain Court is the first book in a thrilling fantasy saga. Expect danger, intrigue, and thrilling passion as Remy journeys to save the kingdom as she holds most dear. And there's a couple of novellas. So there's The Witch of Crimson Arrows and Hastmouth Beach as well. Hastmouth, yeah. Each book follows a different character, but they are characters you've met in previous books, etc.
Yes. And they all go on like really good journeys. Like their personal journeys are all really good as well. Like they have a nice little personal arc. I really like the journey the main character in the second book takes.
And each book does have a romance, and they're like different tropey romance.
Different tropes, good spicy scenes. The third book is queer, completely queer, like it's a lesbian relationship. And I believe the fourth one, Evergreen Air, the main character is non-binary and is neurodivergent, autistically coded. But obviously in a world where they don't have words like autism.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really good books. And the audio is really nice. Because I read them, then got the audios, and then re-listened on audio.
As you are off to do.
Yeah. And now they're like one of my comfort audios. I really like those audiobooks.
I might check them out.
The did something I wasn't expecting with the accent of the witches and the accent of the fae. But once you get used to it, it's quite good.
What kind of accent? What do they do?
I can't describe the accent, but
I need to listen.
They've made up well, it's not a made up accent, but they've picked like
an accent.
Yeah,
and that's what they
like almost a European accent. I want to say, but don't quote me on that. I might be completely wrong.
It's just different to the rest of it.
Yeah. So the narrations in. I shouldn't even have a particularly British tone of voice. I don't know how to describe the narrator. So it's good.
It just sounds
it's
good.
a bit different. It's that.
Yeah, I feel like A.K. Mulford was like the first kind of indie author on TikTok that really did well and got picked up.
I still love her TikTok even to this
yeah.
day. Like, nothing has changed about it since
No.
she got like patricianly published or any of it. She's very committed to her mission of like the diversity in her books and representation of disability, of different queer relationships. Like, yeah. She's
like a
talked
good
about this
person.
and had follow through all of her books consistently.
Yeah.
So,
Babe. Well,
I like her. And she still responds if you like make a comment. She still replies to them.
Yeah.
Even though she's like a lot more popular now, I still get the same kind of replies I did when back in the day.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah.
We're
fiends.
stands. Yeah. Should we do Flames of Albion then?
Yes.
We'll go here.
Mhm.
Okay, for starters, Jean, the author, recently did a TikTok explaining that everyone mispronounced their surname. So, firstly, apologies. But I commented and was like, I was today years old when I realised I have been mispronouncing your surname this whole time. And she was like, yeah, understandable. So it's not Menzies, as I've been pronouncing it. It's Menges.
Interesting. That is very different. I was saying Menzies in my head.
So it's Jean Z. Menges. So, Flames of Albion. A century since the monarchy was overthrown, the country of Albion has become a haven for its citizens. The young scholar Adria included. How would you pronounce Adria? Raised within the Albion University's walls, she has dedicated her life to the pursuit of knowledge. Preferring to hole up in the library, then seek adventure elsewhere, she has grown accustomed to her comfortable routine until the day everything changes, when she unwittingly awakens a sleeping dragon's egg. Adria is thrust into unfamiliar territory. Never having dreamed of dragons, she is forced to seek out guidance from the exhilarating Isla, last direct descendant of the royal family and companion to a century-old dragon. Together they must navigate the surprises to come, for beyond the prospect of a newborn dragon, Albion is about to face a dangerous conspiracy that threatens the peace of their realm. So, Flames of Albion is a story of friendship, love and acceptance that celebrates queer identity. I'm about halfway through and have been for quite some time.
I did finish it.
It's in my pile of shame.
I did finish it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the relationship in it. I enjoy when she's like having a relationship with a woman in this world. It's just like not a thing. They're like, oh, good for you, like this kind of thing. The dragon talks, the old dragon talks too. So we've got this like baby little teenage dragon, and then we've got like this elder dragon who's like, little one, don't do that. And then the little one's like, you're not in charge of me. And then
that sounds cute.
And they do meet up with some other dragon riders because there are some dragons left, just not many. And it's very cute, baby dragon having to learn from the big dragons.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a cute little book.
It's fun.
Can recommend. The cover's really nice too.
Yeah, I like the cover.
Although that matte finish is very easy to get fingerprints on. For the kind of person who eats with her books.
Of course. Let's see. Next on the list, Torn.
I have finished.
So this is the Verse of Grimm book 1. I don't know if book 2's come out yet, actually. By Jasmine Watson. I haven't actually had Jasmine on my TikTok for ages.
I've had quite a few people disappearing off my For You page recently. Like I said, like Luna Day just like disappeared off mine.
The second one is out. That's weird. Second one's called Girl on Fire. Interesting. Okay, so the in-between is a land of unrest. Those with power are forced to subdue who they are, or face death as a consequence. In the south, an ancient villain is gathering his army, determined to wipe Potens out. Unfortunately, the only person who can save them believes the in-between to be a fairy tale. Ivy Anderson lives in the above, a world where those with powers are welcome. But when Jacob Grimm turns up at her door, knowing that she is the only one who can save his home, he turns her world upside down and awakens an unimaginable power within her, the power of the elemental.
Ooh.
Oh, it's going to be a trilogy. There we go.
Yes, so in the in-between, there used to be a whole very powerful, almost warrior-like race of elementals.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a child of one that managed to get her out, basically, but doesn't really know where she came from. And then she kind of makes a lot of mistakes because she's like been on her own for a while and had to fend for herself, and suddenly he's like, just trust me, and she's like, no. And then he's like all enigmatic and like mysterious and just like does not explain things to her, and she's like, well, I've always been on my own, I'm not gonna fucking listen to you.
The second one you can only get on Kindle. That's weird. Why don't I have a physical copy?
Maybe they just chose not to for this one. I don't know. She's been off my feed for a while, so
Yeah.
I'm very out of the loop. I enjoyed it. I'm not big on fairy tale retelling style books.
Yeah, not quite like how
So
I
that's
enjoy them.
the only way in which I missed the mark, but that's not the author's fault. That's my fault,
Mm.
because it's not my thing, and then I read a book that wasn't my thing, and then I'm surprised and it's not 100% my thing. That's not her fault.
Hang on a minute.
But it's very well written. Like, it feels like a fairy tale, but modernised.
They still have their TikTok. That is odd, isn't it? Yeah. Still making books.
Well, I recently had to sort of basically reset my For You page because I was just getting no book stuff anymore. So I had to basically do a bunch of searches to do with book stuff, to then get it, reset it, and suddenly they're all appearing again. That's how Luna Day randomly come up on my feed, and I saw that the next book's coming out.
I've started realising I'm
Oh, yeah.
not getting the same people much anymore.
Because I always forget to follow, and because they used to just keep coming up in my algorithm, I just didn't think, I was like, well, I'm going to see this again, and then I lose the track.
Do you think you'll pick up the second one, or probably not bother because it's not really your jam?
I think for me, probably won't read the second, but that's nothing to do with, like, there's nothing wrong with the book. Yeah. So I think that I probably not, but that shouldn't discourage any of you from reading it, because it is a very good book. Just not a fairy tale girly. We should just plug your laptop in. I don't know why we always do this.
Because we're just idiots. Sort by... Oh. I wanted to sort it by, like, date added to list, but you can't do that. Why would you be able to do that?
That would be helpful, surely.
Right. Okay, right. Lord of Eternal Night by Ben Alderson. I've read this. It's the first in the Darkmoon universe. It's a retelling, so you probably won't be bothered. The Darkmoon universe is gay retellings of fairy tales, and this first one is Beauty and Beast one.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack's life has only one meaning: break the curse or die trying. Marius's life has no meaning, not since he was cursed into the twisted, bloodthirsty creature of night. For years the witches have waited for their salvation, a way to return the magic that was sacrificed when the curse was first cast. Jack, a boy born with power that the witches have not seen in a century, is their prophesied saviour, the one who is to kill the creature, break the curse and restore magic to his coven. Sent to the creature's castle as a final claim, Jack must get close enough to land the final blow. It is what he has trained all his life to accomplish. Not all is as it seems when Jack uncovers secrets and half-truths. The creature is not the hunting beast he has been brought up to hate. Emotions war as new feelings are uncovered. What is more dangerous than lust? What is more dangerous than hate? Lust.
Third one's the trick.
Wow. So yeah, this follows a vampire who is like in a castle. He is cursed, he can't leave, and each however many years, I can't remember what the years are, someone is like sacrificed to him for him to drain their blood.
Right.
And that is Jack. He is a witch with magic, and sex ensues.
Nice.
It was a really good book, actually. I want to read more in the universe.
I wonder why make
There's 4 of them now, I think.
the giant a vampire rather than a giant. I guess because you can't have sex then.
Giant?
Is it Jack and the Beanstalk? What is it reselling off?
Beauty and the Beast.
Sorry. You did say that at the start. That's my bad. I heard Jack and my brain went off.
Yeah,
Like,
because we talked about a Jack and the Beanstalk retelling last week.
oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
See? Not insane. There was a logical reason. I didn't know it. She knew it.
So the second book is a Hades and Persephone retelling.
Oh, that's right up your street.
The third book is a Red Riding Hood retelling.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth book, which comes out in January, is a Little Mermaid / Atlantis. Oh,
They sound quite good.
But yeah, I really enjoyed how it was written. I thought Ben wrote extremely was very kind of flowery, but not purple in his writing. It wasn't like purple prose, but it was good writing. And the smut scenes were very well done, I thought.
We appreciate a good, well-written smut scene.
Agreed.
Where you go next?
And let's just have a little look-see for one. I think the next one... Oh, Child of Fear and Fire. I read this. It's a horror novella by G.R. Thomas. So this says, fear feeds wickedness. It hungers for the tremor of a voice, the drop of a tear. Wickedness dines on the echo of a racing heart, delights in the falsetto of a scream. Eliza lives darkness's dream, a maid in a great house owned by indifferent aristocrats, run by their 3 cruel daughters. Daily beatings, tricks and cruelties by the Norlane sisters have left Eliza a mute shell, a vacant vessel besieged by fear, yet alone as she feels, as small and insignificant as her life seems, something is watching her. Darkness lives in the forbidden forest beyond the neat and orderly civility of Norlane Hall. Wickedness hears Eliza's silent tears, rises to the vibrations of her body that quivers in terror. Wickedness awakens from its slumber and calls to her. And the whole book is written as beautifully as that synopsis. It was really, really good.
I can see it having that very ethereal vibe that you love.
And it was spooky. It was dark. I would definitely recommend looking up trigger warnings or content warnings. Yeah, it was really good. I could still I can't remember when I read this. It was a while ago. I think it was at least a year ago, probably longer. And I can still kind of remember how I felt reading it.
Okay. So yeah,
strongly recommend if you like horror and short horror as that.
How many pages is it? It's not always easy to find on Amazon.
126.
Wow, okay. It's got to be pretty good so I can stick with you.
Yeah, really good.
If it's that short.
The next one, I've read the first 2 in the series. Have I read the third one? I've got it. I can't remember if I've read the third one. I've read the first 2 in the series. It's the Angry Greek Gods series by Stephanie Rose. And the first one's called Carnivorous Cupid.
I remember you talking about this one.
Firstly, Stephanie Rose is the bomb, and we love her forever. So this follows the Greek gods in our world, but also sort of still in their world as well. So they're in a alternate universe kind of thing.
Okay.
So the first one follows Cupid, Greek god of love and sexual desire, sometimes depicted as an adorable, chubby little boy with wings, carrying a bow and arrows, flying around merrily, making everyone fall in love. That's not Eros. Not anymore. Eros is mad. He is all grown up now, and he's on a mission to provoke chaos, starting with humans. Instead of producing love, his arrows now produce hunger, actual hunger, cannibalistic, beastly, monstrous hunger. Carnivorous is the world ready for raging Eros. Who can stop the angry god of love from eradicating the human race? 2 soulmates at a time. So yeah, he's pissed off about something that you don't know at the beginning of the book. And he is in our realm, and his little arrows are shooting and just turning everyone into like carnivorous zombies.
That kind of reminds me, there's a Supernatural episode where a Cupid goes rogue and makes a couple eat each other to death.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, at the start.
Yeah, I think they just try and eat their soulmate in this book. I read it like when it first came out, so it was a while ago. And then his mum. Who is his mum? Who is Cupid's mum? I can't remember who his mum is. Is it? It's not Persephone, is it? No. Aphrodite. Aphrodite comes to our world and then takes on like a human form and is investigating the crime. I did a little investigating. Funny is. Yeah, quite right. Investigating the crime with an FBI guy. And she's all like, I wonder if it could be like mythical. And the FBI guy's like, the fuck are you talking about, broad?
I remember you talking about this book now.
Yeah. So I've definitely read the first two. I can't remember if I read the third, but I think she might have released the fourth one now. Yeah, the fourth one is coming. Yeah, fourth one's out now. So yeah. Oh, I need to catch up. Catch up on them, man. The next one on my list, Lady of the Primordial Tree.
Yes, this is what I did read.
In the Divinity Chronicles by Daniela A. Mira. So this is a series. There's 3 of them out at the moment. This is an epic fantasy romance of a side of adventure and a heavy dash of revenge. For 3 centuries, creation wielders lived in bondage. Some went into hiding in sacred temples. Others accepted their fates and became bonded to decay wielders. Sophia was born to be a weapon for the mother goddess's holy revenge. When her mother was murdered, she was consumed with revenge. How could she be anything else? She wanted to fulfill her destiny. Twice cast out and perpetually alone, she traversed the dangers of the northern continent. Dragons and Menenkettes alike threatened to stop her mission, and then Kaled burst into her life. With the brush of his fingers, the smell of his clean skin, something awoke in her soul. For the first time, she was not cast away. She was not alone. So, yeah. I loved this. I know that you didn't hugely love it.
It just didn't grip me. Like, all the ingredients equal perfect Tony story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember this one took me a while to read and it wasn't really gripping me. That also could be heavily influenced by work at the time.
No, I just remember it took you longer than I thought it would have taken you to read it.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's just one of those ones that I enjoyed it while I was reading it, but I could put it down.
Yeah. Oh, a bit like how you felt about Caraval.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the book.
No,
it's just like, it was like if I was going to bed and it's like my eyes are drooping, I'm not trying to stay awake
like
to read it.
Yeah.
But still a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I read it as an arc. I need to I've not picked up the next ones in the series, so I really need to do that. I would probably reread the first one to remind myself and then go for it. Oh, these are really taking me back.
I know.
This is prime TikTok time, I feel like.
Yeah, this is early.
I feel
TikTok
like it's not the same anymore.
No, Book Talk has a new bloody drama every other week.
I'm
so
so sick of the Book Talk dramas. They're so boring. And they're never interesting.
They're always blown out of proportion. Everyone's got to weigh in their opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe just leave it alone.
Yeah, maybe just don't talk about it and then no one needs to know about it.
Or someone says something, a bit controversial on a TikTok and everyone dog piles on them. Like the girl who said about classic literature. Like, the Stitch's dog piling on her was just maybe not necessary.
Yeah, so I don't really comment on controversy because I'm none of it matters enough to comment on. Why do we need to comment on it?
There's still a person at the other end of that screen, whether this is something silly or not, or
And you don't have to do videos saying that you disagree with something. It's fine.
If you want to educate them on whether maybe they're saying something wrong, a DM. Don't do it in the public sphere.
Yeah, like you don't always have to be. I feel like with some creators, especially perhaps bigger creators, I feel like they think if they don't make a video about it, then people will assume they agree. And it's like, no, people will probably assume you just don't care.
Well, I don't know if some people feel like apathy is the equivalent to agreement. Or like...
Yeah, but some people just want drama, so...
Yeah, I don't know, like, just live your life, be happy.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, obviously if someone's doing something that's making someone unsafe or is hurting a particular group, fine, call it out. But, like, let's all just calm down a bit, hey?
Yeah, and I can understand, like, with this whole... the hockey team thing. I can understand people being annoyed because in the mainstream media, all of BookTok is looking shit at the minute because of some stuff. But at the same time, you don't all need to make videos on it. Like, I don't care. I shouldn't know what this drama is. I shouldn't be aware of it.
No.
I'm not in hockey talk. I'm not in the romance genre talk. I should not be aware of this drama.
It's just the fact that, like, an author who wrote quite a famous hockey book has put out statements about it, and it's like...
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. She did not tell people to go and do this.
No, and to be honest, everyone except, from what I understand, everyone except the actual hockey team and their wives are in the wrong. So I just stopped talking about it. Like, I don't care. And then literally one day later it was something else, so...
Yeah.
I missed back in the day BookTok.
Where it's just like, well, like literature and all reading counts, and you do you, and I like this fun book.
And all positive stuff. Yeah, I miss that. Okay, so next is by E.S. Barrison, the Unsought Fairy Tale Retellings. It's a collection, so I read the first two. I've not read the third one yet, actually. So the first one was Tuppence, and the second one was Focaccia, and they were...
Yes, I remember these.
Yeah. So the first one is a retelling of a grim fairy tale called One Eye, Two Eyes and Three Eyes, and A Touch of Cinderella. And this was about these are quite short. These are like... Hang on, let me find the actual... 64 pages. So they're very short novellas. So the first one is about a girl Tuppence who learns that she can sing very well, and the only friend she has is a goat, for really just doing the smallest amount of discussion on it. The second one, Focaccia, is 79 pages, and it's a Hansel and Gretel retelling with a bit of Frankenstein. So it's about a baker who discovers she has magic to bring gingerbread characters to life.
Right.
So she starts making children for people who can't have children.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the third one is called Roselda, and I'm guessing it's like not what I thought. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with a touch of Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
And that's 91 pages. So yeah, the first two that I read, really loved them. They were fun. Quick reads. What's not to love? Retellings.
Proper little short little nugget. Story nugget.
I really want to check out E.S. Barrison's other books. She's got a series of fantasy books. I've got the first one from the series as an audio. It's called The Mist Keeper's Apprentice. And the series is called The Cycle of Life. No, The Life and Death Cycle. And it's more it's like fancy, like swords fancy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really want to check them out, so I need to do that. That was more just
the list.
That was more just me telling myself off for not doing it. Yeah. Right. Oh, Mistletoe.
Oh my god, I remember this one.
That was my Christmas Day read a couple of years ago. So this is by Kimberly Lemming of the Mead Mishap series. So you may know her for That Day I Got Drunk and Threw a... What is it called?
Oh my god, I still need to read them.
The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, and That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. Have you seen the new covers?
I feel like they came up on TikTok, but show me anyway.
I need to own them. I don't think they're on here. Hang on, they're on her Instagram. 1 minute.
Un momento.
Because I need to own them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look.
Oh, they're very cute.
They're not as cartoony now.
Yeah.
And this is the new book coming out in time. I've got Drunken Sailor.
It's just like a couple embracing, and it's like all
Yeah,
floral and
it's
stuff.
just like a different stylized to how they used to look before. They used to be quite cartoony.
Yeah.
So I need to hurry up and physically buy the cartoony ones before they can't be got anymore, and then I can buy the new ones because I've only got them on Kindle. Yes, I read the Mistletoe one, which was just like a little Christmas novella. It was cute. It was about it's 60 pages long. It was about a young girl who has a talking sword that swears a lot, and one day she has to go and apologise to a fox demon who her dad offended, and they just kind of end up having sex, and yeah. That's about it, really.
It sounded really fun when you did the for our like what we've been reading episodes.
Yeah.
And you did the summary. It sounded
was just
so funny.
I just read it on my phone on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I just kind of tuned out of mum life and read that, and it was just fun. Okay, I've got one more on this list. What have you got on the list?
Okay, so we've done Torn Flames, Lady Prominent, how romantical. I read A Quarter of Sugar and Spice.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I've got 2 lists.
That's Rebecca F. Kenny or Kennedy. I keep getting her surname wrong. I'm so sorry. Is it have you got her in the list?
No, I don't think I found her when I was just scrolling through. What's it called? A Quart
of Sugar and Spice.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I've got her.
Got it?
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah.
Rebecca F. Kenny. This was a good silly fantasy. You got the synopsis there.
Yeah.
And I'll give my little. Alright. With their inheritance restricted until their marriage, sisters Clara and Louisa, both in their 20s, must live with their godfather Drosselmeyer. One night, an accident brings to life one of the strange wooden dolls in Drosselmeyer's mansion. The Nutcracker doll is a cursed fey prince, and he pleads for the sisters' help. During the ensuing journey into the fey realm, Clara encounters the handsome Sugar Plum Fairy, and he promises her the chance to enact all her forbidden fantasies. Meanwhile, Louisa and the Nutcracker Prince battle and bicker over everything despite the growing attraction between them. And to make matters worse, the entire Seelie Kingdom is under threat of conquest by the Rat King, ruler of the Dread Court. This is a spicy, adult fantasy romance retelling of the Nutcracker fairy tale.
Is this one where he has flavoured goop?
Yes. So the Sugar Plum Fairy character does have flavoured sperm. Let's use proper words like adults. And there is a period of time where they're kind of just trapped in a dungeon, just shagging.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just to pass the time. In between fear of death.
See, this is the best thing about indie published books, because, you know, a traditional publisher might be like, this is slowing the pace, cut that out.
Whereas no, we squeeze a few good sex scenes in there. Yeah, so like the Nutcracker and the other sister, they take a while, like, because he just is very uptight and prim and proper, and she's very like confident in her sexuality, and he's like, not for me.
No thanks.
But actually secretly really is for me, and I'm just being a judgmental bastard. So theirs is like slow burn, but the Sugar Plum Fairy and I think it's Clara, pretty much the first night they stay in his house, he's like, you like a bit of...
You want a bone, or...
you like being played rough with, and she's like, how did you know? And he's like, I can see the secret desires. And meanwhile they're trying to like save the court, so it's good fantasy stuff, it's good silly fantasy smart stuff. I really enjoyed them.
Would you recommend?
I think so. It's a short, fun little read. Like,
it's like nearly 400 pages.
Was it?
Did it go fast though? Like, was it? A quick
I don't think
read?
it felt like 400 pages. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like, I feel like the beginning was a little bit slow before they get into Fairyland and stuff. That bit was maybe a bit slow build, but then once we get going into like the story, then we're like going. Going. The Rat King's really gross. I remember that.
The next one is one we've both read. It's a short book, 170 pages. Faye's Mate by Luna Day, and this is the first in a Fated Faye book series. Shall I just read the synopsis? Just another monotonous day, or so I thought. Little did I know my life was about to change forever. When the air in my bakery gets hot and heavy, I think I've left the ovens on again. But everything starts shimmering and I feel faint. Then the world is consumed by a blinding white light. I wake in a beautiful autumnal forest, and I'm not alone. There are others with me. When a Fae Lord arrives and tells us we've crossed into his realm, he takes us in as his guests. Trapped in a land of magic and secrets that don't feel safe for a human, I have to find a way back through the portal that brought me here. That's when I discover the Fae Lord thinks I'm his mate, a blessing rarely bestowed on his kind. Now more than ever, I need to return home before my heart and body succumb to the High Lord of the Autumn Court. This book's fun.
These books are fun. They are fated mates, but like they don't draw it out too long. Like there's a point where both of them realise they're fated, and they're just like,
okay, let's
get down to it.
Yeah. And that's about it. Like, it's just a fun series where every book follows a different character and they all have a fated mate.
Yeah, so they go to a different court in the second book. Follows a different character who like just likes to get high on weed all the time and likes to travel about and live free.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like whoever Luna has doing her covers, or if she does them herself. I just really love the covers. Just a little side note, really. I really
like romance fantasy covers.
Yeah, they're just really well drawn as well.
And the third one comes out in September.
5th of September. I should have included that in my list.
Probably.
Telling you about it now. I'm also choking on a crisp. And I told you I didn't need any liquid.
You just drink all the dribble left in your cup.
Refreshing. Alright, the last one that I had to talk about was If My Phone Works. It won't let me scroll. Oh, there we go. No, it's still barely working. Okay, I did have one more. Oh yeah, it's working now. Okay. The last one.
What is your phone doing?
I don't know. I think it's the app.
Is it just it's just disobeying you? Oh,
there we go.
We're scrolling.
Oh. I can't even remember which one it was. Yes, is it? A Study in Steam. That's the one I read. A steampunk Victorian mystery. The first in the Ladies of Wax series.
I remember this one.
So, this is by Stephanie K. Clemens. A revolutionary opportunity, a murder most foul. Can a wrongly accused young lady prove her innocence before her future goes up in smoke? Pippa Stanhope envisions a world teeming with her mechanical creations. So after a lifetime of hiding her love for inventing steam-powered gadgets, she's thrilled when her local university finally opens its doors to women. And the determined novice fearlessly sets out to pursue a higher education despite her family's threat to disown her. Refusing to be intimidated by resentful male students and professors, she quickly befriends the 3 other ladies attending the school, but when she discovers the body of the lone teacher willing to take her under his wing, she's horrified when she is named as the prime suspect. Can Pippa and her new friends find the real killer before she takes the fall for a crime she didn't commit? It's just really fun. Yeah. It is what it is. It's a steampunk-y kind of book set in Victorian era. There's like murder mysteries in it.
Perfect.
It's fun. Yeah.
Ticks all the boxes.
It's just really good. I enjoy books set in Victorian era of women just going out of what they actually would have been doing at that time. And being modern women in the Victorian era. See last week for my rant about how historical settings don't have to be historically accurate.
So I think the last one we could maybe add is Atlas 6.
Yes, yeah.
Because that one got picked up and traditionally published and went quite big. But it was originally one of our...
It was one of our indie ones, yeah. Do you know what else was on the list? Zodiac Academy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I read all of them.
And Bridge Kingdom. My list is really out of date. Yeah. They must have all been before I started keeping my list.
I think you had a different system in the beginning.
I did, yeah.
I think it was in an Excel somewhere or something.
Yeah, and then I moved to Notion.
Bridge Kingdom, can recommend. Go listen to our last reading update because Natalie actually read the first one in the series and I had just listened to the fourth in the series. So they're pretty good if you want to get a vibe.
Yeah.
Zodiac Academy,
we've discussed this a few times.
Yeah, I read all of them in a week.
I've read the first one. True to form.
I've read all the novellas. I have some of them as audio now. I quite like them. Go find my blog. I wrote a review of all of these. Maybe that's the quickest. And then Atlas 6.
We've also discussed this a lot as well.
Because you got obsessed with it.
Yeah. Still am.
You're like Fritz then.
I still am obsessed.
So I could read the summary of that, but I feel like they've heard it so many times.
I think we just don't really need to talk about them. We will just mention them. If you've listened to any of our episodes, you've heard about all these.
You've heard about these books quite a lot.
Yeah. So we have a lot still to read, and we're still making these indie episodes.
Because per indie episode, what we get 10 to 20.
Yeah, we're spacing them out a lot more now. We were doing them monthly, and that was just too much.
Yeah. That's when we did we did one TikTok asking for authors, and we got a deluge of authors we just were not prepared for.
No, not at all.
So we had a bit of catching up to do at the time.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just BookTok has just been wonderful for finding new authors.
Yeah. So really, I find it easier to get into I don't know, I don't feel the same feeling when I'm with books, Bookstagram with authors.
No.
The same...
You don't build the same community, do you?
No. It's nice, because they do stories, but...
I saw an author on TikTok who I was following, and I'd only just started following him because he followed me. I won't do names. He did a video saying I just don't get the sales I need from doing TikTok, so should I just drop it? And then I looked at his videos and they were all just, here's my book, you should buy it. And I was like, well, that's why, because you're not trying to build a community. You're not trying to engage people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the videos, it was just him holding a book. And I was like, you've misunderstood what TikTok is. You need to go back to Bookstagram.
Or you need to do do you like this trope? Do you like books that have this, this and this?
But if every video is sales, people don't care. You need to have videos that are more personable as well, and who you are, and so people can feel like they've got a connection with you.
I think that's the point, and that's what people like. That's why people get so behind authors with BookTok, is that they can really kind of build a community with them.
Yeah, so I think some people have come over from Bookstagram and just tried to recreate what they do for Bookstagram, and it doesn't work.
Or even BookTube, because that's a certain amount of pre-recorded talking at a camera. It's not the same as what you would do with the TikTok.
A lot of booktubers, because I follow a lot of booktube, and a lot of booktubers kind of really hate BookTok. And I'm I don't know why everyone hates each other. Book Twitter hates any other, and I'm why? I don't understand.
Book Twitter is just the worst.
I don't go near Twitter, but
I used to be on that whole thing.
And I enjoy BookTube, I enjoy Bookstagram, and I really enjoy BookTok, and but I understand the differences in what each one provides.
Yeah.
And I think some authors can't grasp that, and so they're missing out on this fame that some of these authors have had on BookTok, because they're just not quite knowing how to go in.
If you can tap that market though, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know, we were talking about this whole thing with Fourth Wing. I mean, that's traditionally published, but still, like,
yeah, they just came out of nowhere, and suddenly it was like it was hitting all the tropes, and everyone was reading it. And it's one of those books, neither of us have read it yet, but it's one of those books that we're both aware is probably not exactly critically great, but is fun and hits all the tropes people want.
I'm not going to lie to you. So I started it last night.
Yeah.
And I was up till 1:30.
Reading it, you just couldn't put it down.
Yeah, so it's good already. But it's just, I think it taps into, they've hit a few tropes. It's scratched, it's got dragons, but it's school, but it's like Hunger Games in a school, and it's like, so I feel like they've just been either on purpose or accidentally very clever.
Yeah.
And a lot of the publishing houses' TikToks were quite clever, because they've done, like, when it started selling well, they were like, we weren't prepared for this, and they did like funny little meme ones about this, or like, you know, like I can't remember the name of the actor, Adam Sandler, the one of him crying or something, that CapCut thing, they did that with them being like, when a book sells too well and you weren't prepared.
I like that.
And like silly little things like that. I'm like, they've just been a little bit clever.
Yeah, but at the same time, I saw someone, and I agreed with them, I saw someone say that they don't like that the big five are on TikTok now. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I agree. Like, you can advertise everywhere. You don't need to be on here taking up people's space and like trying to recreate that you're just a general creator. No, I don't.
You can spot them a million miles off a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Yeah. And like the little thing where they've got partnerships where you can like link books to sites. And supposedly it's affiliate and you get something, but
when I see, I don't know, like people link the books on their TikTok store, and I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I will not buy a book through that, is all I'm saying.
I think it's because it's moving. It will eventually ruin what people enjoy about TikTok. Yeah. Because TikTok has always been about organic content, organic build. And the more paid things, the more, I see so many fucking ads on TikTok, which I never used to see before.
Yeah, it's lost that charm.
And there's so many brands on there trying to make TikToks that seem like UGC content, and I'm like,
Like, it's lost the charm of everyone's in lockdown and it's just trying to entertain themselves.
Yeah, and also it's gonna eventually move the way of all the platforms we're not enjoying.
Yeah.
Which is like Instagram, Facebook, all of them that prioritise paid for things, or people who are paying to be boosted, people who are paying to be seen further, and if you don't pay, you are very unlikely to organically, which is like, for non-social media people, that's like doing it on your own. So it's just through people seeing you and sharing you and liking you, and then more people see and share and like you. So it's like it builds on its own without you having to pay for it.
Social media word of mouth.
Yeah, so that's what organic means, and that's what TikTok did well, is that organic was the only option you had. Whereas now, the more and more paid things they push, we're going to move towards the whole point of reason why TikTok was popular, or is popular.
Yeah, and what bothers me at the minute is TikTok are really pushing carousel photos, and Instagram's really pushing reels, and stop it. Everyone just stay in your lane.
Yep.
Just stop it.
Yep.
And like now on TikTok you can do just text, like threads, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Just stick to what you were good at and what everyone loved. Just stop it.
Or just don't. Like, people are showing you what they want.
Yeah.
They don't want highly curated feeds full of things that people are paid for. Like, no one wants that. No.
Anywho, please come to
speaking of which,
come to our website or DM us anywhere if you have an indie book we should mention, or if you are an indie author and you want us to talk about your book, please reach out. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. No videos there, but follow us. We also have a Facebook group. We would love you to come and join us so we can start building a community, and then we can maybe do more with it. And please follow and rate and subscribe and whatever you can do on wherever you listen to your podcast. It really helps us, boosting the algorithm and lets us know that you are interested and want more.
You actually like us. We need the validation. Please.
Help us, please.
Please.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us this week, and we will speak to you next week for something different.
Something else. We'll do some kind of episode with that book. That's all you can be guaranteed.
Bye.
Bye.